Alright, another thing is, okay, my phone don't have a scan app. How do I add to that? For example, right? If you want me to scan this barcode thing, my phone needs to have that as part of its thing, or I can't do it, right? Because I'm looking through it to see if I can find something where I can scan it, and I can't, right? Well, if my Samsung here, right, don't have that app, I know I can't scan the barcode thing, right, little block, right, as well. And it's got to be part of the phone, right? By the way, too, right? Or you're wasting your time and sending me a little square app, right? Now they also want me to do it. I got me this little watch here. It's a smartwatch, right? Now, as far as I know, it looks like the apps are already working, right? Though it said my blood pressure was 107 over something, and I know that ain't right? Or they're lying about it, right? Either or. And I don't know. Like I said, if I feel like something's wrong, all I can do is go into the hospital to see what's wrong, right? Like when I went to the ER yesterday to Charleston, right? My stomach was acting up, which is unusual. Could be what I'm taking for it, right? All this medication, too. I don't know, right? But my blood pressure was still 185, over 185, right? And like I said, there's a reason I went up there. And your blood pressure is supposed to be anywhere from 120, which is the lowest they want it, right? To be good, right? To no more than 130. Mine's 185, which is 50 more, right? Than it's supposed to be, right? That means the medications they're giving me isn't quite bringing down my blood pressure like it's supposed to, right? So that's the problem. That's the problem. So I'm trying to fix the problem, right? Now, if that problem involves a stay in the hospital, all I can do is try to get some more insurance, like Affleck or something. I don't know, right? But again, if I go again and you're not wanting to treat the problem, right, there ain't more I can do about it, right? And like I said, right, and they got in-game Infinity Wars on TNT tonight. I think Kick-Ass 2, right? Kick-Ass 1 was on earlier, right? They're about to escape the Devil's Anus, right? uh-huh. I'm sorry, through the Devil's Anus, right? They're trying to escape through that. I don't think you can. I don't think you really can. I think that just traps you here. You know it does. But now the thing is, Amanda, right? I'm telling you, if you're acting like you're a fan, right, and you come here, right, and you leave, you're still being like Mary Bell one night stand, but I'm not sure where you stand, right, with us. So no, that's why. Again, if I tell you I dream of an Asian woman and you look more African Caucasian than right, right, than Asian, I'm still gonna look for an Asian girl too, right? Unless you think I need two eyes or something. Who says I do and who says I don't, right? But you can't judge the situation because if you're my stepdaughter, you're not supposed to be with me at all normally, right? If you are with me, you're doing it in secret, right? And I don't even know if you're in Georgia. You're supposed to be in Texas or Texarkana or around your mom and their family in Arkansas, right? That's all I know. That's all you know. Right. And I ain't seen you since you were four, the one weekend at the longest we could have been together, right? And you had better not, again, with no evidence, be accusing me yourself, right? Because then you're going to get either a total investigation or it ain't going to go nowhere, right? Because it can't, right? You know why it can't, right? If I didn't even touch you, even if you came in there to me, all I can do is bring you back to your mom, and then that's your end of the story, too, right? If I'm bringing you back to your mom or you didn't come in there at all, there's no molestation, right? It never happened, right? That's all a person can tell you. Either you didn't come in there at all or you did, and I brought you back to your mom, and either your mom don't remember herself or whatever, right? I don't know. I don't know. If I don't know and she don't know, you're trying to make us remember something that was so brief in our relationship it didn't matter, right? Hypothetically speaking to her, as if, like I said, she's obsessed with me now because of our proximity to each other, right? Now, could you have walked in there to the living room while I was asleep and wake me up? Like I said, yeah. And you would have to because I sleep out. If I'm on the couch, I don't sleep in to where I can't breathe. I sleep out to where I can breathe, right? You know what I mean? Right? If you're sleeping on the couch, do you normally turn in or out? Right, out. Why is that? So you can breathe, right? And your head is going to be more on the cushion there and more on the outside than the inside. Unless you want to smother yourself. So if you're coming in there to wake me up, automatically at 4, your crotch is going to be in my face. That's what I mean by making up that possibility, right? Not saying it happened or not, but it's a logical chain of events, right? That would have to happen if I'm in one room and you're in the other with your mom, right? And you would also have to make sure your mom wasn't awake when you did it yourself, right? I mean, these things have to be in place or I would get caught with you being in there with me. Otherwise, too, right? That's part of what you can't prove is that you were even alone with me, right? Even your mom don't remember by now, right? And you're trying to make us remember something that wasn't even important in our relationship. Now, her trying to be in Tennessee, yeah, that was important, right? That was part of why I figured I need to move back to base, just in case she married me to just get you from her mom, right? I ain't done. I ain't done. If she's doing all that and we only been together 6 months, she didn't really want me in the first place, right? And there's really nothing I can do about it, right? That's what I need to do, right? Now, I'm very talented, but I have to put something together, right? And like I told you, right? Right now, I'm just chilling today, right? I've been doing a lot of work on the pools, right? And that's the point. I'm disabled. I don't need no big 4 foot tall pool, right? Though again, I thought maybe that would be a good idea, but maybe I'm wrong, man. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm gonna get a pool spa, and that's something different, right? But that could help me swim better, right? If I want to swim, right? I also got me a paddle board, right? Why did I get that? Well, I can paddle between both pools if I want to, right? Kind of do a bridge, right? But again, right? No matter what, even if I go and get the pool spa, say next year or the year after that, right? Whenever I can afford it, right? It's going to cost more for the pool spa. And I probably got to put at least half down to get a decent payment on it too, right? But that's part of the dream too, right? To get one, idiot. Yeah, this is temporary, right? Until I can get the pool spa, right? That's what I really need, right? Probably, right? But it's not going to happen overnight all the time, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, not because of Red Bull, but because of the time consuming efforts to build it, right? You start with one house set, right? You understand, right? The first house that was built in Rome is what started Rome. And we were on there, right? And then it went from there to what it is now, right? But when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? Or you're going to draw digits yourself, right? If you don't. But if you don't do it, be respectful of those who do it, right? Say, I don't do that. I'm not into all that. But if you're into it, I don't judge you. It's my business. It's up to you what you do there, right? It is the point. Because you're getting self-righteous when you judge people even if they do different sex acts, right? That's what the whole point of the Bible is, right? But you missed the real point of what happened with King David and Uriah and all that crap too, right? Now, none of that is a normal Israel practice, right? Not the woman bathing naked where the king can see her, nor her actually having sex and then telling the king, oh, I got pregnant by you. While her husband is at war, she's supposed to have sex with him first, right? And whether she got pregnant or not by the king, right? She's still inviting the possibility, right? And the king's find that the child could be the other man's baby too, right? You don't know why the hell she's doing what she's doing, right? If you're being honest about the story, it seems more David is doing what he would need to do to protect his throne from an usurper, namely Uriah and his wife trying to put their child on his throne. Right? If you see how David would, right? Now, if you're King David, right, you got to protect your throne as well. Mm-hmm. You can't just let any woman seduce you who's the only one bathing naked who you can see from your balcony, and you know, looking up, she can see you too, right? So you know some kind of setup involving sex and having a child is going on, right? Period. Now you want to blame David, right? Right. That's the first person you blame because, like Nathan said, you slept with Uriah's wife. The you, G-Lam, who was under your blanket, under your care, while you were at the palace, right? And your men were at war. But that could also be just David, exercising his kingly right to stay out of a battle, right? Wasn't it? Well, hell, I fought for my kingdom, right? Now, this little usurper, his wife, is trying to seduce me. And she comes to me when I send for her. We have sex, and then the next thing I know, she's pregnant, right? 2 weeks later or something, right? Well, what happened now, right? Uriah then had the audacity when he sent for her to not sleep for his wife, which to King David is weird. You got your woman at home, right? I know you gotta sleep with her before you go to war. That's part of Israelite too, right? Unless Uriah just didn't bother with all that, right? But then the woman would have been a virgin, right? And she wasn't a virgin either, right? If she was a virgin, David would have done that too, right? Because there's proof. There'll be proof of her virginity the night they slept together, dumbass, right? But if she's not a virgin, right? You gotta wonder what the hell's going on if you're King David. Is this an usurpation of his throne, right? Now, do I think he orchestrated all that, even with Nathan? Yeah, Nathan wouldn't know all that shit, right? Let's be honest, right? But what is he trying to protect? His throne from Uriah and his wife's plot to put their child on the throne, and that's why he would do all that, right? But it might cost both Uriah and the child their life. I know. He spared the woman, right? He can always make sure the second child is his, like Solomon, right? Or Nathan. Who are both in Christ's line, right? By the way. Up until Coniah, who was a bad king, right? And they wrote him as childless, whatever that means, right? And again, but all that means is you left him out the kingly line Matthew, when you wrote your gospel. It don't mean the man didn't exist, right? Or we wouldn't know, Lord and his glory, right? Brother and sister, right? But you don't know who's the glory of the Lord, right? If the woman is the glory of the man, and the man was in the image of God, she was in him at one point, right? Both are the image of God, separately and individually, right? And all three images can be the image of God, right? But there's not two, there's three. There's three. It's called the hidden manna, the image of God, right? Because men hide it from each other, right? It's the sealed image, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm hoping also that when I open up my thing, it's got a pump in there and I can put the other pool. Because it's one of those ones you blow up, right? And sometimes it'll lose air during the day, right? You have to keep pumping it up, right? That's why I also ordered that, right? Now, the thing is, though, I can also use the little thing I got for my pool spa, because the pool spa will create a current, right? Where you can kind of surf even, right? So it's one of those surfboards, right? But it's made out of, it's kind of like a kiddie surfboard in that it's not made out of the same type of material as a actual surfboard, right? But to be on one, you need a current, right? Too. They're more designed for the beach, right? So that's what I mean still, right? I'm working towards getting a pool spa for a certain reason, right? And yeah, so Thor's about to go Ragnarok on her, but sorry. And then it goes to Endgame, right? And Infinity War, where he loses to Thanos, and then they figure out how to let's do the time warp again. Like we ain't seen that before, right? Even Star Trek did that, right? But again, they're doing it differently. They're doing it through quantum physics, but then is that why? Seth MacFarlane's series isn't going to work either. It was trying to do the same thing, right? Now the thing is, though, with quantum mechanics, right? You knew where Seth was going, right? Same with Avengers Infinity Wars, right? And Endgame, right? But all we have are movies about it, right? The problem with any technology is if the technology is too big for your britches, right? And you try to do it anyway, you can destroy yourself by that technology. And that technology in you all. That's your problem too, idiot scientists, right? When you try to make science fiction real, right? And you know there's only so far you can go in reality, right? Right. It's called the scientific method, though. Is how you prove something fact or fiction, right? Right. Now, if we're simply doing the opposite of what we can do here, like you're either straight or gay, right? Meaning you can have sex with the same sex or opposite sex, but whichever you're choosing, right, you can do either or. But now the problem comes when you judge people or you judge others, including yourself. Right. Now, I'm not judging Amanda if she's confused about our brief time together when I was sleeping on the couch. And she was with her mom, right? But don't think I would even touch you sexually, child, right? With your mom being right there, right? And don't tell me you remember anything, right? I know you don't. Then You're not the one with the mental illness to clear your date, right? I have the mental illness, and I was on the couch all night. You can ask your mom, right? I didn't leave that couch unless you did come in there to me, and then I'm going to ask you who showed her that, right? And even if she said, "Grandma,